Hi everyone, my name is Emily. I'm so sorry for missing today's class. Our power is still out now, so I don't actually have connection to the internet to be able to live stream my class. So I figured I would just record like a 10-20 minute movement flow, and this with the intention to keep this online so that it's accessible to you whenever you want. So feel free to use this on a daily basis whenever you feel like you need some movement. I would suggest doing this in the morning or right before bed. But yeah, feel free to use it whenever. I figured I'd keep it nice and short so that you can kind of integrate it into your day whenever you feel like. So we'll go ahead and get started. You're gonna sit on your chair with your feet planted firmly on the ground. Keep your chest nice and tall with a lengthened spine, and we'll just do a couple breaths together. Okay, deep breaths in. And breathe out. Fully in. And breathe out. Full breath in. Breathe out. Fully in. And out. We're going to do a little bit of neck mobility, so we'll start by tucking our chin down to our chest, rolling off to one side. Once you've reached your limit there, we're going to look up towards the left-hand corner of the room, or whatever side you started with. Bring it over to the other side. And we're just going nice and slow as we're warming up here. Down, and then bringing it back to that starting point where the chin is on the chest, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction. So I'm going to bring my head over to the other side. We're basically drawing a big circle with our nose. We want to make sure that we're finding our pain-free range of motion here. So if you're finding that you're experiencing a lot of pain, just back off a little bit. A little bit of tolerable discomfort is okay. But we don't want any sharp or sudden onset pain with these types of movements. Continue to try to breathe normally. Okay, we'll do one more on each side. So bring it around. Notice if there's any tight spots. Notice if there's any parts that are just particularly maybe uncomfortable. What feels good, what feels bad, and just take note. Good. All right, we're gonna go look over our shoulders. So again, keeping the chest nice and tall. We're just moving the head, so you don't want to turn your torso in this position, just moving at the neck. And you can go slower than I'm going if you'd like. You want to be careful with moving too quickly here. Beautiful. Okay, bring the head back to neutral. Now we'll bring our ear to our shoulder while we're thinking about bringing the other ear up to the ceiling to kind of elongate our necks. Here you should feel the stretch to the side of your neck. We want to also make sure we're keeping the shoulder down. We want to avoid shrugging. Keep pressing it down. You can even hold onto the side of your chair for this to prevent the shoulder from coming up, and slowly release. We can bring it over to the other side. Again, just keep that shoulder down, or you can even hold onto your chair to anchor your arm down. Back and forth. Just go side to side a couple times now. Again, pay attention to your breath. We tend to hold our breaths when we get into these uncomfortable positions, so just find your breath and soften it. right, bringing the head back to neutral, we'll bring our chin to our chest again, so you'll feel the stretch in the back of the neck, and then lift the chin up to the ceiling. Be careful and take it slow with this one. Back down, bringing the chin to the chest. We're trying not to lean, round out, and open up the chest too much, so just keep the spine neutral, and we're just moving the neck for the time being. We will work down the spine in a second. And back up. Okay, bring the head back to neutral. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls backwards. So we're rolling our shoulders forward, lifting it up to the ears, squeezing the shoulder blades behind us, and then dropping down. We want to create a really large circle with our shoulders. Again, deep breath. Good, let's roll them forward. So we're squeezing back, up, forward, and down. Big circles here. You want to make sure it's nice and fluid, so take your time with it. Beautiful. Let's get our palms together. We're going to take a deep breath in as we lift our fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, open up. So keeping the arms straight, big circle, and then we'll bring our hands back together. So palms in front in prayer position. Lift the chest up to the ceiling as you take a deep breath in and breathe out. Again, palms together, lift up and open up. Let's do two more. Palms together, lift up to the ceiling. Open up. One more. Good. From here, we're going to bring our arms overhead and across our body. So if you're sitting in a chair, you can place your other hand on the armrest or on the seat. You can just place your palm there and use it for support. So as you reach over, you're going to reach overhead and feel that stretch on the side of your body. And if this is too easy, you can start to bend the elbows down towards the towards your seat. Come back up, switch sides. So on the armrest or on the seat, reaching over, and you can bend the elbows if you're able to. Back and forth, just take your time with it. I like when I'm in this position, I'll take a deep breath in and exhale. And then switch to the other side. So here, reach over, deep breath in. And when I'm doing that, I'm kind of visualizing creating space between each rib on the side of the body. So as I take a deep breath in, I'm thinking about creating that space, and then breathe out. The spaces come closer together and it allows me to reach over a little bit further. Okay, let's do two more. Nice. From here, you're going to take both your hands and place them on one side of your body, so you can either hold on to an armrest or just hold on to the side of your legs. Keeping the chest nice and upright, you're going to look behind you. So look, in this case, I'm looking over my left shoulder, and then bring everything to the other side. So I'm going to hold on to the armrest or the outside of my thigh, keeping my torso nice and tall, looking over. Just go back and forth. One more. Very nice. All right. From here, we're just gonna move on to our hips. So we'll start with some hip openers. So I like to just kind of slide forward a little bit. Make sure that your hips are still on the seat, but by just kind of sitting on the edge of the seat, we'll have a little bit more room to move our legs. So again, chest nice and tall. You can hold onto your seat or your armrest if you'd like, or you can go hands-free. We're gonna lift one knee up as high as it can go. We're gonna open it out so that the toes are pointing to the side of the room. Lower down gently, and then come back up. Lift, bring it in, place it down. Other side, so lift up, open up the hips, open, lower down, come back up, bring it back in. Lift up, open up, gently place it down. You should feel the stretch on the inside of the thighs. Lift up the hips again, slowly bring it back to the center position, and down, other side, lift up nice and high, open up the hips, lower the leg down gently, lift up again, slowly bring it back in. We want to have a lot of control through these movements. So lift up, open, lower down, lift up, close, lower down. One more. So lift up, open up, lower down, lift up, close it, lower down. Good. Next, we're going to extend one leg out in front with the heel on the ground and the toes pointing up to the ceiling. You're going to take a deep breath in as you reach towards the ceiling, and exhale, fold forward. Okay, so we're aiming for our toes, but if you can't reach your toes, that's totally okay. You want to feel the stretch on the back of your leg, so into the calf and hamstring. From here, we're going to take the inside hand, rotate the torso, and reach towards the ceiling as best you can. Breathe out, bring the hand back down. The other side, rotate, lift up, and come back down. Roll back up, kind of one vertebrae at a time. So I let my hands and arms hang like I'm a rag doll. Come back, and we'll switch legs. There. Lift up, deep breath in, fold forward. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg, the hamstrings and calves. We'll hang out here for a couple seconds, and then we're going to take our inside hand, rotate the torso, and reach up towards the ceiling. And breathe out. Bring the hand back down. Other side, reach. Back down. And then roll up like a rag doll. Bring it back in. Switch sides again. So heel down, toes pointed up. Reach up to the ceiling, deep breath in, fold forward. We'll hang out here for a couple seconds, and then we'll take our inside hand, reach towards the ceiling. Bring it back down. Turn, reach towards the ceiling. Come back down. Roll back up. Bring it in. Outside. We're switching sides. Reach up, fold forward. Rotate the torso, reaching the head up to the ceiling. And breathe out as you bring your hand back down. Go to the other side. Turn. Reach up. This side's usually a little bit tighter, the outer side, so don't worry if you can't reach your fingertips all the way towards the ceiling. Bring it back down. And we're going to roll back up. And we'll do a little bit of ankle mobility. So we'll do what's called a foot trace now. So I'm going to think about having an outline around my foot. So we'll start with rolling my ankle in. We'll just do one at a time. Transferring the weight to the big toes, onto the pinky toe, rolling on the outside of the foot, so it's like I'm tracing the outline of my foot. Heel, and then the inner edge of the foot. So we'll do 3 in one direction. It's really good for ankle control and mobility. Good. Now let's change directions here. So we're going to rock back to the heels, roll to the outer edge of the foot, onto the toes now, inner edge, and we're just going to circle around. Right? You can take your time with it. You'd be surprised that it actually can take a lot of focus and mental energy to do this if you're not used to doing it. Okay, good. Let's switch it over to the other side. So we'll start on the inner edge of my foot, roll to the toes, lifting up the heels, outer edge of the foot, heel, and I'm just tracing that outline. If you're feeling good about this, try not to look at your feet and just feel the ground beneath you and make that connection between your foot and your environment. Okay, let's change directions. Outer edge of the foot, onto the toes, inner edge of the foot, onto the heel. Nice circles. Good. Okay, very good work. We'll cap it off there. I just want to keep it nice and short so that you can just take this class, play it anytime you'd like, integrate it into your day-to-day routine. Whenever you feel like you need a good kind of full body mobility session, feel free to follow along with this video. Thank you so much for your time.